Hello and welcome to A Mindful Moment. I'm Justin Epstein, author of the top-selling book Super You and minister of the Unity Center of New York City. We're continuing our study of The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and I'd like to take a look at this paragraph on page 19. He says, enlightenment means rising above thought, not falling back to a level below thought, the level of an animal or a plant. I think that's important. He's not asking us to quit thinking or to go backwards, but rather to raise our level of thought. In the enlightened state, you still use your thinking mind when needed, but in a much more focused and effective way than before. When we use our mind and our thoughts to worry, to think about, you know, fearful thoughts, stressful thoughts, frustrated thoughts, angry thoughts. We all have those and we all have those feelings. But it is expending energy. And essentially, he's saying it's not how you want to use your mind. And you don't want to be thinking all the time, but having spacious moments throughout your day. And you use your mind when you need to use your mind to analyze, to solve a problem, and so forth. And that's for a focused and effective way. He goes on to say, you use it mostly for practical purposes, but you are free of the involuntary internal dialogue, and there is inner stillness. So there we have, that's the difference, is we use the mind as a tool when we need it, and it's not controlled unconsciously by this internal dialogue that is habitual. So we're in charge, not our mind. When you do use your mind, and particularly when a creative solution is needed, you oscillate every few minutes or so between thought and stillness, between mind and no mind. Now, I know enough of his teachings and of spiritual teachings to understand what he's talking about here. And that is, when we need a creative solution, we've got to have time in the stillness, what he calls no mind, because you're not really thinking, you're moving beyond thought into that wellspring of wisdom inside of you. And then when you come back to your task, you use your brain, you use your mind, but it's now influenced by the times of stillness. In fact, when he wrote The Power of Now, he says that he would write, and then when he would run into a block or nothing was flowing, he would take time to get still and quiet, to pray. And then he would go back to his writing, and then there would be a flow again. So that's what he's meaning here by when you need a creative solution, you oscillate every few minutes or so between thought and stillness, between mind and no mind. So take some time to get still and quiet or to be present, and then go back to what you're doing. No mind is consciousness without thought. Only in that way is it possible to think creatively, because only in that way does thought have any real power. So when you go into that place of no mind, when you tune into that inner stillness, that's where the power comes from. That's where the creativity comes from. He says thought alone, when it is no longer connected with the much vaster realm of consciousness, quickly becomes barren, insane, destructive. So without those moments of connecting with just consciousness, the state of no mind, the mind can be crazy and get us into all kinds of trouble. All we have to do is pick up the newspaper, watch the news, and I think we get that. So in order to really access the creative flow and solutions for problems, it's good to recognize we can use the mind as a tool, use it when we need to use it, and then balance it with moments of being present, moments of prayer, moments of turning within to that inner stillness and that will greatly empower our thinking. It will tune us into solutions, and we'll be happier as a result too. So in upcoming mindful moments, we're going to continue looking at Eckhart Tolle, and in the next one, I think we'll be talking about more about creativity. So anyway, I look forward to seeing you again for another mindful moment. See you next time. Thank you for joining me for a mindful moment. Remember to subscribe to my channel for more mindful moments as they go live. Click above for a list of previous mindful moments to enjoy on your own time anytime.